Today's video poem was inspired by the fact that we've been doing The Great Hunger by Patrick Kavanagh at Read to Write, and that suddenly reminded me of the documentary about Shane MacGowan, the lead singer of the Pogues, and a song that was sung on that programme by Ronnie Drew of the Dubliners, that Shane MacGowan wrote but never recorded, has so far never recorded himself. It's called The Dunes, and I'm going to do it as a poem. The Dunes. I walked today on the cold grey shore where I watched when I was much younger, while they built the dunes upon the sand for the dead from the great hunger, for the dead from the great hunger. Although I was a doctor's son, I gazed in fear and wonder as they perished from the raging plague that came in from the great hunger, that came in from the great hunger. When I watched at the age of 4 in 1847, the mounds they built upon the shore, they seemed to point to heaven, they seemed to point to heaven. But the wind and the rain they have worked away, now the dunes they are uneven, and the children kick the sand around, and the bones they are revealed then, and the bones they are revealed then. My brothers and my sisters died, my mother only 4 and 20, and I alone survived to see the potatoes grow in plenty, the potatoes grow in plenty. They stole our grain and we died in pain to put upon their tables. The dying covered the dead with sand and danced while they were able. They danced while they were able. While the fiddler played, we drank poteen and ate the last of the berries, then knelt and said the rosary round the mounds of dead that we'd buried, round the mounds of dead that we'd buried. I saw dark shadows rise up from the sand and dance all around the dunes, and they danced a rattling dance of the dead to a set of mournful tunes, to a set of mournful tunes. A crack of lightning split the sky, the rains on the dunes it poured. I left them lying where I shot them down, the bailiff and the landlord. Then I went for a drink in Westport. I walked today on the cold grey shore where I watched when I was much younger, while they built the dunes upon the sand for the dead from the great hunger, for the dead from the great hunger.